So we were talking about Ramakrishna Paramhans, right? In the Gospel of Ramakrishna Paramhans. So the topic is very interesting. So we read about that he was slowly going into samadhi, he got married, all those things were there, right? Now, more into spirituality, and when the people considered him, remember last time when we were reading, the people considered him as a holy man, as an avatar. The two sampradaya, they sat down and they discussed about his situations, that what all happens if a person becomes enlightened. All those things were happening to him. So they made him like they said that he's an avatar or more than avatar. So Ramakrishna Paramhans is said to be more than an avatar. So after that, the thirst of knowledge was more inside him. He wanted to learn more. He wanted to know more. The thirst was there that, okay, I have to, somehow I have to learn more. I have to gain more knowledge. So what he did that a Brahmani was a lady who came into his life. She was in Tantra, she was considered as a Bhairavi. Bhairavi are the gurus of Tantras, like female gurus. The Tantra have female gurus also. So she was one of the female guru and she was roaming around and she came to Dakshineshwar and she saw the Ramakrishna Paramhans. And after seeing the Ramakrishna Paramhans, it came to her that it is a right time, very good time to guide him on the path of Tantra. So before the path of Tantra, we need to understand what Tantra is. So anybody wants to say, what do you guys think about Tantra?
Usually considered black magic, but it's not. I mean, it got the bad reputation, but originally when Tantra was created, it was created for good purposes. But other than that, I don't know the definition of it.
Yeah. So basically, the Tantra, like according to this book, they are saying that it is chit based, conscious based, and it goes till Ananda, bliss. So Sat Chit Ananda. So whatever is truth, whatever is Satya, that will have consciousness Chit, and that will reach to Ananda, bliss. That's why I always say, na, speak truth, be truthful. Because if you are not truthful, the first thing is gone. So Sat Chit Anand. So they are describing with the Sat Chit Anand. So what happened that before that the Vedas were there, right? The Vedic rituals were there. So for the Vedic rituals, it was hard for people to follow the Vedic rituals. So what happened that in Vedic era, the Vedic ritual were the mainstream puja. Everybody used to follow the Vedas and do it. But slowly, when the Yuga changed, when the Kali Yuga started, Shiva thought that there should be a change. There should be change in the way of doing the ritualistic puja. So first, when we want to understand the basic of Tantra, so Tantra is very rebellious. Rebellious in the sense that whatever things are said that they are like bad, the Tantra takes all the bad things in it. So it rebels. It's not like very mainstream Vedic that, okay, all good, good, good. No, it takes the bad things inside it. And very revolutionary. It brings the revolution of the basic religion. So, usually, how the world is divided? The world is divided into higher and lower, right? For everything, we say higher consciousness, lower consciousness, higher caste, lower caste, good people, bad people. We always have one thing good, one thing bad. But in the Tantra, It took both of them, good and bad, and higher and lower, both. It includes everything. It never says that it is denying the lower thing. Like, for example, for our temple, if we go in temple and somebody has not showered, doesn't have proper clothes, and looks very ugly and dirty, then everybody, if that person enters the temple, everybody will freak out that why, how come this person entered? Because we have a concept of good and bad. So good human, bad human, higher consciousness, lower consciousness. But in the Tantra, it doesn't discriminate at all. Everything is included, very inclusive. So when the Vedic principles were there, only the Brahmins and Vedic people were allowed to read Vedas. But in Tantra, it included everyone. In a tantric guru never ask about any of the caste, that which caste do you belong, how do you live. So that was the basic difference, that it included everyone. Where the Vedic religion, the Vedic path, it was not including everyone. So now for understanding it more, the life is good, right? But we cannot say the death is bad. The life and death walks together, right? If there is a life, one day anything will be dying. So it walks together. So the Tantra takes the bad part, the part where the destruction is happening, it takes that, includes that part also, says, and then it says now it is a whole. If we are taking only life, then what are we doing? We are taking the half. But if we are including death also, then we are taking the whole. For another example, I can give like poison and nectar, right? So everybody says the Amrit is good, nectar is good, and the poison is not good. But Shiva took the poison. Shiva took the halahal. So Shiva himself proved that doesn't matter how bad is the poison, there will be nectar, there will be poison, both the thing in the cosmos all the time. The Devta, now understand the concepts here. The Devta took the nectar, but Shiva took the poison. It doesn't mean that the Devtas were great or Shiva was lower. Does it mean like that? No, right? So many things are there where the concept of the whole, the bad is also equivalent valuable. It's not that only good thing has value. The bad thing also have the equivalent value. So in the Tantra, they don't discriminate in the name of consciousness, that, okay, these people are great, they have higher consciousness, then it's okay. Some people have lower consciousness, they don't understand. So they are not eligible to do any ritual. The Tantra never says that. It includes everyone, every human being. So if we come from the Advaita now, Advaita Vedanta, if we comes, how the Tantra look? It's totally Advaita. There is no two. There is no good and bad. Everything is okay. There is no good and bad. Remember when we were doing the Siddha Veda? In the Siddha Veda, it was right. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. So the Tantra shows it that nothing is good, nothing is bad. Now, for another example, I can give like the soil, the dirt, the mud. It doesn't have any value. Does it have any value? No, it doesn't have any value. But in that mud only, the lotus blooms. And when the lotus is blooming, we offer that lotus to our God. So Tantra says that if something is like mud, something is like of zero value, then also it is equivalent important for the entire cosmos. So they cannot say that lotus is good and mud is bad, because the mud was there, so the lotus bloomed. When the lotus was blooming, at that time, the religion and spirituality come and take care of it and make it liberated. Means somebody came and plucked the lotus from the dirt. So that way, the spirituality and religion came and they plucked the lotus and let it liberate. So the final goal is the liberation in Tantra also. The path is different, but the final goal is liberation. One is the Vedic path, which is very pure, no mix, everything is good, good, good. One path is there, which is all inclusive. I'm including everything. Good people, bad people. Sattvic food eater, tamasic food eater. Like everything, nothing is left now. So these all basic concepts of the Tantra was. And why these concepts came, we'll talk about that also. So in Vedic, now understand more deeply. In the Vedic path, it's always dualistic. Forget dualistic, like 100 things. There will be a priest, then there will be a bigger caste, then lower caste, then there will be a deity. So many parts. But in the Tantra, it is one. So the person who is doing the sadhana, that person slowly becomes like a god. That is the concept. The person who is doing the sadhana, that person inside changes and becomes like a god. For example, do you guys have seen the Kantara movie? The
I know
Kantara
about
movie?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kantara movie, did you see that that person was acting like the deity and then suddenly everyone felt like the deity came inside the body, right? So it's not that deity is coming inside the body. It is that that person is leaving his total identity and become like a deity. Okay, now the words are different here. That, oh, deity came in the body. No, deity is not a bhoot or atma that it will jump into somebody's body. But a person is leaving his all identity and a person is becoming like a deity. So that is Tantra, where the person transforms into a deity. And I'm very, now when I was preparing this, then I thought that when you do sadhanas and all, you have to sit at particular place, you have to wear particular clothes, then you have to, with the mantras, you have to secure your entire body. If you guys have done Durga Shapchati, it start with the securing the entire body. That when you, if you have started the path, you cannot get up till the path is done, that you're securing your body. So in Tantra, they say that inch by inch, they purify the body. They purify the body so the body can merge with the divine. Merging with the divine is what? Getting liberated. Right? In Vedanta, what was the concept? Neti neti. Right? We are saying everything no. We are doing omify. We are doing unclutch. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm going into that path and going to merge in the divine. Now, the Tantra says, with the mantras and with the rituals, I'm going to purify my entire body, and my entire body will start behaving like a deity, like a god. It's a different schools, okay, different schools of spirituality, but both the school go to the same place. The path is different. So people doesn't understand Tantra and then they just think that it's a black magic. It's not a black magic. It's a very vast knowledge. When I started reading, and from I think from 2 months I am reading about Tantra and this Mahavidya. So slowly I understood it now, that it's not a black magic. Before, even I used to think it's a black magic. So what happened, that Shiva, when the Kali Yuga was approaching, the story is like that. At that time, Shiva thought that it will be hard for people in Kali Yuga to do the Vedic rituals, because there will be tremendous downfall in human beings. The conscious level of the human being will be going down. There will be lack of good virtues in human beings. There will be no balance in three gunas of human being. Right now, everybody drinks a lot, eat non-veg a lot, do all those things. So three gunas of the body, the sattvagun, rajagun, and tamogun, have been mixed up. So it will be like the body will be totally changing. So everyone needs a different school or different practice to become enlightened. The Shiva told all these things to Parvati. So in the older Tantra text books, it has written that Shiva is saying to the Parvati. Many of the pujas, many of the fasting we do, it's always the story start that Shiva is telling this to Parvati. And from there, the things comes out. So because Shiva said, so it is coming from Shiva. So no human has made it. The Shiva has given this all signs to do the puja and everything. You guys must have heard about agamas. The agamas are the procedure books according to which the temples do the puja. All the pujas are done. So the agama, first the tantra came, and with the tantra, the agamas came after that. Like heavy procedure of tantra, and then make it little bit easier in the agamas, so the temple follows it. So whenever the Shiva Abhishek, Devi Puja, Lakshmi Abhishek, Ganpati Puja happens in the temple, if you ask the priest, what is the basis of this puja? They will say that we are following the agamas. Agamas, everything is written in the agamas, how you have to do the puja. So at that time, the Kashmiri Shaivism was the first one. So we consider Shiva living on the Himalayas, and Kashmir is there. So the first Tantra started from the Kashmir. This is Kashmiri Shaivism. And from there, and because Shiva started, so it started with the Tantra, started with the Shiva. But nowadays, what is the concept? We all think that the Tantra started with Devi. The Tantra means the Devi, some female energy will be in front of our eyes. But no, it started with Shiva, and it started with many of the sampradayas and prominent school of tantras. So there is not one way of tantra. There is different school of tantra. And Abhinav Gupta, you can find his books on Amazon and all. Abhinav Gupta was a Acharya, Guru, like a philosopher of Tantra. He has written many books, Tantra. Till the Abhinav Gupta was there, it was basically the Shiva. The Shiva was the main deity, and those people used to worship Shiva. And it is said that the Tantra started, like Shiva basically gave knowledge to Matsyendranath and Gorakhnath. So the Kundalini Vidya, the Kundalini energy Vidya, that and the Tantra, it all came from Matsyendranath and Gorakhnath. The people say that, but it's not written everywhere. But people say that they were the main people. The Nath Sampradaya, they started it.
Yeah, I have a question. So, are we saying then that all the rituals that the temples are doing or we are following are all tantric based, not Vedic based anymore because we are in Kali Yuga?
Vedic based, there was no rituals. Only
Vedic base also had rituals, right? Some
no,
rituals.
no, only yajna were there. The deity worship.
Okay.
Deity worship. In the Vedic era, there were no temples,
Okay.
right? In Vedas, there were no temples. So after that, very late the temples came. Very late the temples came. In the Vedic era, the rishis used to meditate, only meditate. Do neti neti, meditate, and get more and more knowledge about the universe. And they used to do yajna. And I think, remember Rohit, once I gave the concept of yajna also to Lani. I think it must be somewhere written that how the yajna, outside yajna, how the inside yajna and outside yajna resembles each other. I have was given, it was one of the downloads, and I think it will be it must be somewhere. Remember the Lani used to do the Kundalini yoga and I was making her understand? It's written somewhere it will be. I have saved it. So this is all thing. So after that, when the Kashmiri
Sorry, one more
Shaivism,
question then. If that is the case, then most of our temples are named as like Vedic temples and Vedic this, Vedic that, right? So a no, Hindu Fremont temple, but there are few temples that are called Vedic temples.
so don't think too deep. Even the Tantra is coming from God, right? The Vedas came from God. The Tantras are coming from God. So the source is one of everything, right? The source is one.
Of course, everything again points back to Shiva. Shiva is the one who kind of started
Shiva is
giving.
starting, so everything is one, right? So Shiva has like so many faces, 5 faces, right? So one face speaks something, one face speaks something. When Shiva is worshipped as a Dakshinamurti, when he gives the gyan as a Dakshinamurti, he gives all the gyan in the silence. He doesn't utter a single word. So you don't know what knowledge is coming from where and what knowledge is going to where. So this is the Shiva. So, so the Vedic practice were hard to do in Kali Yuga. And today I was researching and I found another thing very interesting that in the Vedic time, the environment was very pure. So people used to take prana from the air. Everything was purity was there. So the prana, they can take it from air. But now, because of so much pollution and so many, the consciousness has become so down of the humanity, we take prana from the food. So how will we say that the food is very pure? We cannot say that. What kind of seed is there? What kind of fertilizers are, who is like, what is the state of the farmer who is uh, doing the harvesting for us? And then who is cooking food, who is bringing food, who is touching food, what are their mental status? So now the prana comes from the food. When the prana comes from the food, so at that time, the rituals also should be including body and food a lot. So in the Tantra, they use body and food a lot. So like different, because everything in Kali Yuga, everything is corrupted. So Shiva thought when everything will be corrupted with so much love and compassion, he gave the entire knowledge of Tantra. That, okay, this is the entire knowledge of Tantra. Everybody can do this small ritual and they will get whatever they want. So now it started with Shiva. And when it was like 9th or 10th century, it started in Assam. We don't know when from the Shiva it started the Shakti. started, the Shakti Upasana started. One of the stories says that when Sati Mata died at that time, um, when bodiless Sati Mata, like when the Sati Mata died, the Shiva cut her body and, in the 51 Shakti Pithas were made by with the body of Sati Mata. After that, Shiva told Sati Ma that now how will you give knowledge to everyone? And at that time, she transferred herself into Das Mahavidya. And from there, the Shakti Sampradaya started. The Devi worship in the Tantra started. So one of the stories, I don't know how much it is true. I was reading and I found that. So now in the Devi Tantra, Devi path, so different sampradaya. Shiva sampradaya is different. Devi sampradaya is different. And Vandana, you will be shocked. There is a Vaishnav Tantra also. And there is the most powerful, I have seen pictures and all. It's a Ganesha Tantra, Aghora Ganesh. If you worship him, he will make your house crimination place. Everything will be destroyed. That power, Aghora Ganapati. So there is, for all the deities, they have the tantric group also. So Devi Tantra in Dash Mahavidya, it starts like 10 Devis, right? So in these 10 Devis, they have two families now, two Kula. So first Kula is Kali Kula. This is like Kaul. So the Kol Sampradaya have a Kali as a main deity. In Sri Vidya Sampradaya, Lalita Tripur Sundari is the main deity. But these all 10 belong to the same group. In South, you guys have Sri Vidya, right? So all the Sri Vidya puja, all the yantra and the Meru puja of the Sri Vidya, these all pure tantric pujas. It's nothing Vedic about it. Okay, like this Kumkum Archana you do of the Meru, that is all the Tantra, pure Tantra. Nothing about Vedic about it. So, because Lalita Tripur Sundari have one group and the Kali have another group. And as a total, the Kali is the first Mahavidya and Lalita Tripur Sundari is the third Mahavidya. As a total, if you see, Dash Mahavidya. So this was the Devi Sampradaya started. So worshipping Devi also, there are many school and sampradayas. It's not that only one path is there. So there are big rishis, gurus, they have made their own path and siddh the mantras and then they give the dikshas. But in Tantra, most of the gurus are hidden. You don't know. They don't come in front. If somebody is sitting in front of you and telling to worship this Mahavidya, that Mahavidya for small thing, person doesn't have any knowledge. Because I was researching for the Tantra's gurus and I found that all the gurus are hidden. They don't want to come in, light very easily. It will be enlightened person between us, but doesn't want to reveal the identity. So in Assam, in South India, where the Lalita Sahasra Naam, like Lalita Devi Puja is there, both of those places have lot of tantric schools, tantric sampradaya, and there is a tantra for Vishnu, there is a tantra for Ganpati, there is a tantra for Surya, there is a tantra for Hanuman also. Now, Bajrang Ban, Hanuman Bahuk, even some people consider Hanuman Chalisa also tantric. Sometime I will talk about that how people considered it as a tantric. So that's a different view. So nobody can say that I'm very Vedic, I don't do tantra. Everybody do tantra. All the agamas are based on tantra. Now, the form of tantra which everyone is scared, it is that the five makar, it's said that five makar where you eat drink, eat, do sex, and all those kind. Like five M's are there. And so the five M's Tantra, not every person can do it. Very few people do it, and they have their specific gurus. They do it. So I was talking to somebody about Tantra, some Bengali person, and I said that how you guys drink and how the drinks are allowed in Tantra. And he said that in Tantra, when we are doing the puja rituals, we can drink, but the drinks are not allowed. If you are drinking, it means there is a leakage in your sadhana and all of your siddhis are going away. He told me. He told me we do restricted way in front of deity. It's a different concept. Maybe we'll understand slowly this concept. So this was the basic of Tantra. Any questions?
I have a question, Atma Priya. Since you say we cannot do Tantra, the Kumkum Archana on
No, we,
Mahameru is Tantra, so should we do
yeah,
it or not?
no, do it. It's okay.
Okay,
All
because
the
we do
pujas
every
are,
Sunday.
yeah.
I do
Every,
every day, but every Sunday we do Mahameru Abhishekam and we do
yeah.
Three Sri Suktam and Kumkum Archana.
Yeah, so because Lalita Tripur Sundari, Sri Vidya is the main deity in Shri Kula of Tantra school.
Mm-hmm.
All the pujas to her is the tantric pujas. Nobody says aloud, but when you understand, you start understanding.
Mm-hmm.